Hey guys, welcome to chapter 2. We are going to just do a quick review in regard to some of the points that I want you to focus on when reading through the Learn Smart and going through some of the topics there. Hopefully these videos will be of help to you. My goal with these videos are to be able to give you an opportunity to sort of hit the high points that I want you to make sure that you're able to capture. So in point 1 that I want you to focus on is the 4 factors of motivation. We summarize them as MARS. MARS as an M-A-R-S. It talks about how a person is motivated. The first 3, the M-A-R-S, is focused on the internal aspect of what motivates you. The S is the situation aspect of the external aspect of what motivates you, what moves you to do something. Why are our personalities, or why are some people motivated more than others? So make sure you read through that a little carefully. I do want to make sure that you understand that in that concept, the motivation, the R, the M, of course, being motivation, the A, ability, the R, role perception, are clustered together, and the motto is because it's within a person. That motivation factor is within a person. Now the S, which is a situational factor, is an external factor, of course, but it's what in the external factors are causing your behavior to be motivated. The second thing I want you to pay close attention to is the personalities. When we talk about personality traits, when you're defining what is a personality, and of course it's the enduring patterns of thoughts or emotions that occur within you. Some of these traits they're clusters of what internal tendencies that you have. Part of this would be a self-exploration. I want you to discover what are your personalities, what is your personality, what are you made of, what motivates you. Part of being a good manager is understanding oneself, is understanding what makes you who you are. So this chapter is highly important for some of you who are on a management pathway, understanding what are the things that make you the way you are, and then of course being able to identify those characteristics in someone else. This week at the bottom of chapter 2, I've included a personality test. For an extra 10 points at the end of the semester, take the test, let me know what you've discovered is your personality, and then next week we will be discussing that in a little more and further in detail as to not only what your personality is, but also which personality you feel will clash with you the most, which I think will be an exciting thing to hear from you. But make sure you read carefully when it comes to the 5 personalities. We're going to be discussing that in detail. I'll put up a slide here to show you some of them, but they should be in your PowerPoints and also in your book. Make sure you focus on that. Make sure you look at that and understand it clearly. Also, part of that personality is interesting how we've always had this discussion in regards to nature and nurture. What nature gives us in regards to our personalities, how we as possibly people have been able to conduct ourselves a certain way, and how nurture has influenced that in a certain way. Of course, once we get to a certain age, personalities tend to stabilize in our young adulthood. A lot of you probably are beyond that stage, and you know very well what you're like, and would love to hear your experience and self-discovery about that. But then there's also the last point that I want to talk about. The last point I want to talk about is the 3 ethical principles. Now, if you happen to be in my ethics class, we will go into this in very, very deep detail. But for the sake of time and for the sake of this chapter, we're just going to talk about the 3 general ethical principles that I want you to see. Make sure you read through that and understand it clearly. And for the most part, it's going to be stuff that you already have seen in previous classes, but for some of you a refresher, for others might be a new concept. But read through that carefully and let me know if you have any questions. Like always, it's a pleasure to be with you, and let me know if I can help.